Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Start U of G session all about university resources. We're really excited to have you folks here with us this afternoon and to kind of tell you folks all about the different supports and resources we have on campus. But before I get started, I'd like to start off with a land acknowledgement. So here at the U of G, you will hear many different land acknowledgements throughout your time here. Some of you may be familiar with a land acknowledgement, some of you may not. But it's really important to understand the importance of why we do them here at the University of Guelph. So we're going to share some resources in the chat for you, and I really encourage you to explore those and learn about why we do land acknowledgements here at the University of Guelph. So I realize that, we're all tuning in from various different places, perhaps in Canada or even internationally as well. But the land that grounds us all here together today is the city of Guelph, and that is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee peoples, and is the treated territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit. So I'd just like to take a few moments to give thanks to this land for hosting us all here together today. So we have some really exciting folks joining us today to tell you a bunch about the different resources and supports that we offer here at U of G. So my name is Jenny. I use she and her pronouns, and I'm a member of the START team. And our whole goal really is to help you prepare over the summer months for preparing for your coming to campus in the fall. You're going to hear from a bunch of other wonderful campus partners today. This is not a full list of all of our university resources, because if we were to give you a full list, we'd be running the session for about 5 hours. So this is a shorter list, but it's a great way to kind of dip your toes into some of the resources and supports that are here on campus. We're going to talk about some academic resources. We're going to hear from hospitality. We're also going to talk about resources to support you outside of the classroom as well. So we encourage you folks, as you're listening and learning from our various campus partners, to also ask questions in our question and answer feature up at the top. You can ask questions about the various different resources, and we encourage you to post them there. Just be aware that these questions do get published, so please avoid putting any personal details into those questions. So don't divulge kind of like your student number or anything like that. If you have a more personal question, we really would encourage you to email us at start@uofguelph with all of that information. But let's jump into it. And our first resource that we're going to talk about is going to be our campus card. So let's jump on in.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Brooke. I'm the marketing manager here at Hospitality Services at the University of Guelph. So I will start off with your U of G campus card. So this is your official University of Guelph identification card, and it doubles as your student meal card. So you will need this card to pay for meals when you're on campus. You can also use it to access a variety of services across campus, including the library, athletic center, Guelph Transit, as well as your residence. So this is an incredibly important piece of ID that you will need throughout your years at the U of G. Of course, if you ever lose it, there are opportunities to replace it, but we try to tell everyone to try your hardest to keep it while you're here. And just an important deadline for those of you who have accepted your offer and will be coming in the fall, you must submit your campus card information by July 25th. So you can scan that QR code there, or go to our campus card website. It's campuscard.uofg.ca, uofguelph.ca, and Natalie will put some of that in the chat as well, because that information does need to come in so that you do get your card ready and waiting for you when you arrive on campus. Next slide. All right, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about hospitality services here on campus. So you've probably heard us talk a lot about how great the food is, and I am maybe a little bit biased, but I would say that we do have phenomenal food here on campus. Hospitality services has been voted #1 in university food services in Canada by Maclean's magazine for over 10 years now. We have over 25 on-campus dining locations, including Krillman Hall, UC Chefs Hall, Windows Cafe, Mountain Prairie, as well as 3 Starbucks on campus, which is always a popular feature. 2 of which are getting quite the makeover this summer, so it will be exciting to see them in the fall. You'll see, honestly, a wide range of food on campus, from popular items to comfort foods, extensive salad bar, international cuisine, a huge focus on local foods as well, and a lot of fun features throughout the course of the year. We are what is called a self-operated campus, which means we are run by a full-service culinary team who do work very hard to create menus that really have items for everyone and have a lot of creativity behind them, which is super exciting. As I mentioned, we offer a wide variety of food selections, including vegetarian, vegan, kosher, halal, and gluten-free menu items. And if you do have any dietary restrictions or allergies and want to get in touch with someone, we do have our registered dietitian on campus. Her name is Jessie. She's very lovely, and you can reach out to her directly via email. Her email is in this slide. And we also have our SNAP team on campus as well. Next slide. So probably what's on your mind right now is meal plans. So a few things to note about our meal plans. So they are what is called declining balance. So what that means is that you will load your amount of money to your card, and throughout the semester, your balance will decline. So it does work very much like a debit card or a gift card. And if you ever have any questions about it, there's a lot of people within the dining halls who are more than happy to answer those questions. Our meal plans are mandatory for students living in traditional residences and optional for students living in East and West residences or East Village townhouses, as well as off-campus students. Campus meal plans are accepted, of course, at all hospitality owned and operated locations and select off-campus partners. And one thing to note as well is if you are a first-year student living off campus, you are also eligible to purchase a campus meal plan if you are wanting the convenience of dining on campus while you're here. And ultra meal plans are also available for those students living off campus or in non-traditional residences. Next slide. So a little bit about our meal plans. So we do offer 5 different meal plans ranging from minimum to varsity. I would say that the full plan is probably our most popular. And then when you are thinking about what meal plan to purchase, there's a few questions that we do tell people to consider. So how often do you think you'll be eating on campus? What kind of foods do you like to eat? What portion sizes do you typically eat? Are you living in residence with a kitchen? Are you living in residence, but you're close to home and you think maybe you'll be going home most weekends? So these are things to consider when you are making those choices. Next slide. So our meal plan consists of 2 plans in one. So we have our basic dollars and our flex dollars. So the basic dollars are used for all on-campus food purchases at all hospitality services owned and operated locations. So that includes Krillman Hall, UC Chefs Hall, Mountain Prairie, LA, and the University Club, which is new as of this year. And your basic dining dollars do give you that 25% off retail prices and are tax exempt. Next slide. And then in terms of our flex plan, so the flex dollars are used for the following types of purchases. So vending machines, the bull ring and brass taps, those are considered on-campus, off-campus partners. East Side Cafe and Grocery, convenience grocery items, so frozen foods, boxes of cereals, etc. Off-campus restaurant partners. So we do have almost 30 off-campus partners as of right now, which is fantastic. Delivery orders at our off-campus restaurant partners. Our website does list which ones do offer delivery, and then Red Top Taxi as well. You can also use your flex plan at Griff's Locker as well as the bookstore. Next. If you do want more information, we have an insider's guide to hospitality services at that QR code right there. You can also see our dining halls if you want some virtual tours at that second QR code. I also highly suggest following us on Instagram. We do provide a lot of information. We'll be doing some Q&As for meal plans as well, closer to mid-August. You're also welcome to reach out to us at any time. It is myself, my colleague Natalie, at the other end of that Instagram page, so we're happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Awesome.
And that's it.
Thank you so much, Brooke.
Sure.
So Now we're going to jump into some of the academic resources and supports that we have on campus. Like I mentioned earlier, this is not absolutely every single resource or support, but these are some really important ones that we suggest you check out. So first, we are going to start with chatting about the Lincoln Alexander Center. Okay, let me just bring Adrian here up on the screen.
Sorry about that. I was just
Don't
having
worry.
a little bit of trouble unmuting there. Hi, my name is Adrian Mead. I'm the manager of the Lincoln Alexander Service Center. It's commonly known as the Link. I just want to tell you a little bit about us. We are basically your one-stop shop for all things enrollment, finance, records, and more. Whether you're looking for assistance navigating your course selection, information on government aid such as OSAP, or managing your university financial account, making payments, etc., the team at the Link are here to help. Email is our preferred method of contact for our team. However, you can reach out to us via phone or in person on the third floor of the University Center. Excuse me. If phone and in-person connections work better for you, we just want to make sure you're aware of our summer hours. For in-person and phones, it is 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And this is just to allow us processing time in the mornings. So it'd be Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. You can always learn a lot more about us on the website, in the chat. And we also really encourage you to follow us at our Instagram at U of Guelph, U of G, the Link, and we also have the QR listed as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Adrian. That is awesome. So next we are going to chat about library services, and Heather is gonna take it away from here.
All right, thanks very much, Jenny. Hi, everyone. My name is Heather. My pronouns are she and her. I'm a learning specialist in the library, and that means that every single student from first year and beyond, master's, PhD, whatever, has access to a learning specialist. You can book an appointment and talk about anything learning or studying related. And the library is the hub of all things academic on campus. Any academic support services are going to be found here. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about like coming into the library. Right when you first come in, there is a giant desk. It's called the Ask Us desk. And you can speak to anybody there for support. Even if you're not sure if the library is the right place to ask your questions, anybody there will be able to guide you or direct you. There are consultants that you have access to here, coaches, and librarians. I'm going to share some of the questions that we get when people come to the library about academics. So one of them is my paper academic enough? Lots of first year students are asking that question when they're going to be submitting their first paper. Some students are asking about English language support and where can they get it? And how can I be more efficient in studying or doing research or when I'm writing my papers? You don't want to spend extra time sort of kind of going in circles. So there are lots of people that you can talk to here about that. Lots of questions about analyzing data. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about something called SLGs, which are supported learning groups. And they're probably the most popular program that we offer in the library. Thousands of students use our supported learning groups, and it does make a difference in grades. One of the things we also hear about is managing time. And so I want to do a little plug here because when students come in, they see their schedule, they've got 15 or 20 hours of their week scheduled, and they think, oh, like that's a lot of spares that I have, but those are not spares. So university is set up to be full-time, and that other time aren't spares. Those are the independent learning times. But if you're saying like, well, how do I go about managing my time and making sure that I'm using it appropriately for studying, that's when you can come in and get a private learning consultation, or if you're doing a lot of writing, get a writing consultation. I mentioned writing. Writing services is here on the first floor of the library. If you come in, you'll see like this big, it's a beautiful sort of waiting area, and then lots of tables for having a writing appointment. They can help you with any stage of writing. So organizing your ideas, structuring your paper, giving you some advice on clarity or style or the cohesion of your work. You don't even need a draft of your paper to make that appointment. Any stage of the writing process, you can come in and speak to a writing specialist and get some support. Almost any assignment involves writing, so it doesn't even necessarily have to be an essay. It could be a report, it could be a PowerPoint presentation, and they also will help you understand the importance of referencing. We have support for visual data. So if you're going to be presenting graphs and things like that, you can get some support around that. You might be wondering about some of the tougher courses that you've heard of coming into university, and I mentioned the SLGs previously, and that is the one area that they really specialize in. SLGs are only offered for courses that are considered the tougher courses, and they are guided by a student who already did an amazing job in that class, and that student goes to that class again for the whole semester, so they're there with you. They hear what the prof is saying, they hear what's going on in class and what students are speaking about, and then they guide sessions every week for the whole semester, and they take you through how do you study for that content, different tips and tricks about how to remember it, questions about how to approach different concepts. And also in those sessions, people are meeting their friends in those sessions because there are other students who are really keen to do well in that course, and they're coming back week after week. So you're getting a chance to meet a lot of new people who are also really interested in doing well in the course. Posting in the chat, maybe if Julia could post in the chat the link there for the SLG program. There's a video by one of the SLG leaders, so a student at the university who shares a little bit more about what the SLG program is about, and talking about reviewing course material and studying with friends. Anyway, that you can go to the next slide. I think there's one more slide there. And so this is just like the short snippet of what we offer at the library. We do have a ton of support. We are waiting for people to come in and just ask us about it. There is a link there to booking appointments. And we also have a ton of amazing study spaces in the library. And every floor has a bit of a different vibe. So if you come in, I don't know, start at the top, start at the bottom, work your way down. Brooke, I think, mentioned Starbucks. One of the Starbucks is in the library. It is a very busy Starbucks, but just has like a great energy. So I hope you'll come in and figure out like where's your fave spot in the library. Yeah, that's it for me. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks so much, Heather. Yes, lots of great resources in the library. Now I'd like to welcome Tanya up onto the screen to chat a little bit about student accessibility services.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Tanya Green, and I am an advisor at Student Accessibility Services. So I just wanted to give you a quick sort of snippet about what SAS is all about. Essentially, Student Accessibility Services helps to address the structural barriers when a disability is affecting a student's functioning. We do this by providing academic accommodations and supports to assist in breaking down these barriers and providing equitable access to education. Now, that's certainly a mouthful. Essentially, it means that if there's a disability-related reason that's impacting your ability to do the job of being a student, so all of those responsibilities of being a student, we're here to help. A lot of students may have had an IEP in high school. So if you were a student who received accommodations, had additional support for disability-related reasons, you'll want to make sure that you connect with our office. SAS supports students with documented disabilities that can include learning disabilities, mental health disorders, physical mobility, dexterity, ADHD, concussions, ASD, medical disabilities, as well as temporary, so students who may break their arm or their leg over the course of their academic career. So we're here to support in those times as well. Okay. Some support students may be eligible for include exam accommodations. So this might include extra time for tests or a quiet place to write, as well as classroom accommodations such as FM systems or note-taking. In order to register with SAS, students need to complete our SAS application form. So that's one of the steps involved. It's available on the SAS student portal, and you would need to upload appropriate documentation that supports their learning needs. The documentation needs to be current and completed by a registered healthcare professional. Okay. All the criteria and guidelines are also available on our website with regards to what those forms look like and what that documentation needs to include. Once the application and the documentation are completed, it's reviewed by our intake team, and then you'd be assigned to an advisor, so someone like myself who would help set up those individual accommodations. So students should also attend our Start Accessible program, which is our amazing orientation to SAS. It's a 2.5-day program at the end of the summer, so right before O Week from August 27th to the 29th. And it's a great opportunity for students to meet with their advisor, to learn about the SAS supports and services, as well as meet other students, right? Which is a great way to connect. There's also, for any parents and family members that are out there, we do have a session on the Wednesday, so on that first day, August 27th, for family members as well. SAS also provides information sessions throughout July and August. They're virtual sessions similar to this one. Our next one is actually on Thursday, so a couple of days from now. And it gives you an opportunity to ask any questions that you have about our services. So be sure to check those out as well. And then for more information on registering with SAS or our summer events, you can check out our website that was posted into the chat for us. That would be great. And yeah, if you have questions, feel free to reach out.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tanya, for chatting a little bit about student accessibility services. So while university, you folks are here to study, we've got, as you can see, a lot of different supports for your academics in the classroom. It's also equally as important to learn about some resources outside of the classroom, because there's a lot of different supports that we have that will support you in your whole journey here at U of G. So we're going to hear a bit about wellness services. We're going to hear about watch a fun video from athletic services. And then we're going to hear from a bunch of folks within the student experience department on how they support you in your different identities as a student, as well as getting involved. So student wellness services is really a service that is committed to supporting your physical and mental health needs on campus. So they have a bunch of different supports. They have our health clinic, counseling services, student accessibility services, which Tanya just spoke about, sexual and gender-based violence support, wellness education, and the student support network. So lots of different things for you folks to check out, but it's most important to know that they really are here to support you on campus. They provide a variety of different services to support the well-being needs. So the health clinic is sort of like your family doctor here on campus, and it aims to provide clinical care and health education to U of G students on an appointment and walk-in basis. So really helpful, if you get sick for that first time when you're away from home, and making an appointment or dropping into wellness services in the health clinic as well. We also have counseling services, which offer individual and group counseling to students, both in person, online, and by phone consultations. There's a lot of different counselors here on campus, and they also provide drop-in hours in the fall and winter semesters. Tanya already spoke to it, but Student Accessibility Services offers a variety of accommodations and supports for students with disabilities so they can have a full and equitable participation on the U of G campus. We also have a sexual and gender-based violence team that aims to support survivors of sexual and gender-based violence and run prevention and intervention programs on campus as well. We also have a WEC, or the Wellness Education and Promotion Center, which is a really fun different unit that runs a variety of educational activities for students on campus. They have a bunch of student volunteers called peer helpers that help run these different sessions. And the center is also home to our wellness educators who plan and facilitate a variety of different programs and events to help students learn more about wellness and being well on campus. And then lastly, we have our Student Support Network, which is a really great resource, and it's a free drop-in peer-to-peer counseling service. So you as a student can drop in, chat with other student peers about really anything that's on your mind and just feel validated and listened to. There are also specific hours that are dedicated to Black and racialized students, and all of that can be found on the website as well. So again, a lot of information we just shared with you folks there, but give Student Wellness Services a follow on Instagram. That's where they post a lot of their events that are coming up and their educational content. And you can also check out more about all those different services online on their website as well. So next we're going to move into learning about athletics. And what better way to learn about athletics than to actually show you a video of what the Gryphon's Athletic Center looks like, so you can get more of a feel of what it is like to be on campus.
Today we're at the Guelph Gryphon's Athletic Center, GGAC for short, where we house the majority of our fitness and recreation programming. It's also home to our varsity swim team, our basketball team, and our volleyball team, as well as the varsity training facility. The GGAC is huge. Built in 2016, it connects to the historic wing of the Mitchell Athletic Center. There's a lot to see, so let's get going. Here at the University of Guelph, all full-time students get access to an athletics-based membership as part of their tuition, which grants them student discounts on things like the Rockwall membership here, as well as rec basketball and swimming for free. The GGAC is also home to RBC on campus, as well as our own Gryph locker, where you can buy all your Gryphon gear and things like goggles for the pool and locks for your locker. RBC on campus is where you can go to get pro tips about banking and financial questions from their on-site staff. So all students come through client services to swipe in using their student card.
And here at Equipment Lending, you can borrow things like towels, basketballs, and rackets for all our indoor drop-in activities.
So once you get your things, you can head over to one of our 3 change rooms where you can store your belongings. Men's, women's, and universal change rooms, which offer private changing stalls as well as day-use lockers. And if you'd like to rent out a locker, you can do that in the men's and women's change room. Welcome to the Gryphon's Aquatic Center, where we have 2 pools and a recreational hot tub. The gold pool is 25 meters long and 8 lanes wide. The red pool has both a shallow end and deep end with a diving board and accessible lift. These pools play host to a variety of clubs, varsity swim team, intramurals, and registered programming like swim lessons, first aid certifications, and scuba diving. You can also just come in for a drop-in rec swim or to use the hot tub, one of my favorite ways to distress during exams. We're also one of the largest intramural programs in Canada, with leagues ranging from fun to competitive. We have many ways for you to get involved with sports while you're here. Looking for the next level? Get involved with one of our sports clubs. Let's check out the fitness center next. This beautiful 22,000 square foot space is just next to some of our student residences and comes with state-of-the-art fitness equipment for all your fitness needs. If you're new to the space or feeling a bit overwhelmed with everything here, make sure to ask one of our staff members for a free orientation. We'll even spot you. You get access to the space with our Energy Pass for a low semesterly rate. So on the 3rd floor of the GGAC, we have our fitness studios and our dance studios. We also have our wrestling room, which is home to our cheerleading team, wrestling team, and martial arts programs. As mentioned before, this building is home to your Gryphon's volleyball and basketball teams. You get free access as a student to all regular season home games. Check out gryphons.ca for dates and times. That wraps up our tour of the GGAC. As you can tell, the opportunities to stay active on campus are virtually endless. If you need any more information on scheduling and updates, check out gryphons.ca. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Awesome. So now that we've learned a little bit more about athletics, we're going to jump into the next section, which talks about student experience. So I myself am a member of the Student Experience Department, and our whole goal as a department is to really support you folks as students outside of the classroom. So we're going to hear from a variety of different folks who run different programming and supports and resources to help support you folks as well. But part of that is also the START team. So as folks who are helping support you in preparing to come to campus in the fall. But now I would love to introduce Ali, who's going to chat to us a little bit about the Indigenous Student Center.
Hi. Sorry, I don't know why, but I think my camera is not turning on.
Don't worry, Ali, about the camera.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. I'm not really sure what's going on there. It was working before, but yeah, so my name is Ali, like I said, or like Jenny said. My name's Ali Stute. I use she and her pronouns, and I am a member of Beausoleil First Nation, and I also have roots with Irish and Dutch ancestry. So I am here today to talk to you about the Indigenous Student Center. So the ISC, or the Indigenous Student Center, we really strive to provide a supportive environment and be like a home away from home for First Nations, Inuit, and Métis students. So we are located on the Guelph campus, right along Gordon Street. And we have 4 full-time professional staff in our center. So myself is one of them, and then we have 2 programming coordinators and our manager. The center is sort of a space for First Nations, Inuit, and Métis students to come to. We have like a physical space, so you can come and hang out, do your homework, maybe just like take a break, maybe eat a meal, do what you need to kind of relax and charge throughout the day in between your classes. We also have a lot of different events and programming that we provide. So, I wish people could see my face right now, but that's okay. So it's really fun. We have a lot of fun in our space, while also trying to manage all of the realities of being a student and being an Indigenous student on campus. So last year, between September and April, we had about over 200 different events and programs that we provided. some of our events are also open. Most of our events are open to everyone on campus as well. So lots of our workshops are kind of open to folks on campus. We sometimes will have like elders and visiting knowledge holders coming in. They'll do learning circles, and that's open to kind of everyone on campus. Some things are for First Nations, Inuit, and Métis students only, more of the cultural pieces, but it is a really great space and a really great opportunity to just sort of like meet other people, get involved, have some fun on campus. Yeah. So in our space, we also have Indigenous student advising. So that is part of my job. So I support First Nations, Inuit, and Métis students just navigating campus and navigating sort of life as a university student. And so a part of that can look different every day. Some days I've gone with students to connect with your academic advisors. Other days I've helped them figure out where to get their student card. Or we do a lot of like advocacy and referrals to either campus departments, like other campus departments, or to other places within the community. So it really is dependent on sort of what you need as a student and how I can best support you. Yeah, like I said, we also have different transition learning and tutoring support programs that we offer for our students. So if you're having a bit of a tricky time with the transition in or out of school, we have programming for that as well. We have our weekly visiting elders and knowledge holders. They come in on a rotational basis. And it's really great for folks to be able to learn from them and just sort of hear what they have to hear their teachings and hear what they have to provide. Like I said, we have some cultural learning circles, different social activities that we plan, or different educational workshops. So this past year, we worked a lot with the Experiential Learning Hub, and particularly around things like writing a resume or like doing your LinkedIn profile or stuff like that. So we've also worked with the dietitian on campus. Yeah, so we tend to bring people in to kind of provide these supports and services and this programming. And then we also do our own programming as well. One of our coordinators in my office, she does what's called Wander and Wonder. So she goes out for walks in the Arboretum and invites folks to join her. Sometimes it's a little bit more structured. Other times it's just like, hey, let's go for a walk in the trees. So yeah, it's really about supporting First Nations, Inuit, and Métis students on campus and connecting with other folks who want to learn. And you will find us at 620 Gordon Street. So we are on the Guelph campus, but we do have a 620 Gordon Street address as well. And this beaver here, this statue of the beaver here, is right in front of our building. So if you see the beaver, you can see our building. So yeah, that's a little bit about the ISC. I don't want to take up too much time from other folks. So sorry about my technical issues. I wish I could have gotten that figured out. But thank you so much for having me. And we're so excited to be welcoming new folks onto campus and yeah, and seeing what the new year brings us.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Allie. Now I'd like to invite Alicia up onto the screen, and Alicia is going to talk a bit about cultural diversity.
Thanks, Jenny. Good afternoon, folks. My name is Alicia Yun. I use she, her pronouns, and I serve as the Cultural Diversity Advisor. So as the advisor on the Cultural Diversity team, I provide one-to-one direct support for Black and racialized students at the university. Students book appointments with me to discuss a range of topics from personal matters and navigating identity to learning about other resources that will support you on your journey in post-secondary education. Appointments are non-judgmental and confidential. And I just want to speak a little bit about the cultural diversity team and what we do. So our team provides a range of programming for Black and racialized students. This includes things like discussion groups, social events, mentorship programs, and initiatives like Black History Month and Asian Heritage Month. We also provide employment and volunteer opportunities, co-curricular learning, and experiential activities to support you in your personal and professional growth while you are here at the U of G. So the best way to stay connected with us and to stay in the know of all of our opportunities, events, and programs is to check us out on Griff Life and to subscribe to our newsletter. And I will pop that in the chat as well as links. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks so much, Alicia. Now I'm going to invite Caleb onto the screen, and they're going to chat a little bit about our sexual and gender diversity services.
Hi everyone, my name is Caleb Harwood. I use all pronouns and I'm the Sexual and Gender Diversity Advisor here at the University of Guelph. So what I do is I meet one-to-one with students, just as Alicia and Ali do as well. But I talk and help them navigate through queer and trans identities and some institutional barriers, or help them advocate for themselves in whatever they're seeing within their university and life as well. We also provide a weekly newsletter where we share our events and important links and more within that. So that's a really good place to get connected. I'll tell you a little bit more on the best areas on how to find that as well at the end. And we also have Outline. So Outlines, its logo is down in the right corner. It is subject to change a little bit in the next little bit, so watch out for that. But we have been celebrating our 50th anniversary, so it's been on campus for a very long time. And its Outline is the University of Guelph's resource and support service specializing in questions and information relating to sexual orientation and gender identity. Pretty much anything that's queer and trans related, we are here to support you and really make the space that you need it to be. So we do a lot of in-person student-run and led events. And when we do that, we really want it to be students supporting students. That's a key thing that we really like to do and make sure that it is. And then if anything comes up, then we also try to get folks connected with me if we need to as well. We also have an Outline online chat, which runs from 7 to 10 every single night during the academic years. So during the fall and winter semesters, you're able to log on between those times and chat with anyone. Is completely confidential and non-judgmental. And we're here to support you as you've been navigating campus, home, all those different things as well. The easiest way to always check out what's going on campus is just Googling University of Guelph LGBT. The first link is always going to be the Sexual and Gender Diversity page, and that's going to be there for you to navigate. Find different clubs and organizations there as well that also are queer related, and many, many other things too. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Caleb. I'm now going to invite C up onto the screen to chat a little bit about global pre-arrival support.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming for the session today. Global Pre-Arrival Support Team, we like to call us a GPS because because our job is really just here to help you to navigate your way, your international students after they receive the offer of admission all the way until they settle down at their first term. And our job is really acting as a GPS where we can direct you to the area where you need help with. And our support structure separated to two main focus. One is immigration. We do have two advisors on within our unit with the license to provide immigration advice, focusing on initial study permit application, any type of travel document that you need, or whether you need a co-op work permit, and explain a little bit on off-campus, on or off-campus work eligibilities and post-graduation work eligibilities, and any kind of update related to incoming international students. And the other focus of support is pre-arrival support, where we help you to navigate your way after you receive the offer of admission, general information about health and insurance, health insurance coverage, housing, and if you have questions about services that we were talking about today, we are happy to direct it to the right person who can give you those informations. And please feel free to contact us by email, gpsadvisor@uofguelph.ca, or you can book a meeting with Madhu and I to talk about questions that you have. That's all for me. I'm going to pass the floor back to Jenny.
Thank you so much, C. So for our international students as well, once you are all wonderfully set up by C and Madhu and Swathi and the GPS team, we also have the International Student Experience team as well. So this team helps support you once you've physically arrived here on campus, and they support you for however long you're here on campus for. So we know being an international student, you are facing all the same different challenges and transitions as a new student is, but with that addition of adjusting to a new place and space on campus. So the ISE is really here to support you. They have 2 international student advisors who you can go to talk to about different immigration issues, getting a SIN card, work permits, student visas, all of those things. Getting work on campus, they're there to support you and advise you for all of those things. They have drop-in hours, and you can also connect with them by booking an appointment, similar to any of our advisors that we chatted about today. They also run a variety of different events and social connections for our international students as well. So there's social events, personal and professional development workshops, career workshops. They run a really amazing event every year about how to fill out your taxes as an international student. So the International Student Experience team also really does help you build that community and connection while you're here on campus. One of the biggest events that they run on campus is for you folks and for new students is our Start International Orientation Program. So this is a 2-day program that takes place before our orientation week. This year it's on August 27th and August 28th. And it's a dedicated program for new international students, exchange students, and out-of-country Canadians. It gives you an opportunity to move into residence early if you are going to be living in residence, and learn about academics, resources, immigration essentials, and navigate that kind of cultural adjustment as well before you actually kick off orientation week with the first week of classes. It's a great way to get to know other international students as well. So we really do encourage that you sign up and register for the program. We'll pop the registration link in the chat there. And just a reminder that the registration for Start International does close on July 27th, so in a few short weeks. So if you're interested in attending, I encourage you to check that out there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite Jen onto the screen, and Jen is going to chat about some support for transfer students.
Thanks, Jenny, and hello, everyone. My name is Jen McCleskey. I use she and her pronouns, and I'm the coordinator of transfer student programs here with Student Experience. In my role, I work with new, mature, and transfer students to help make the transition to a new school as smooth as possible. Because we know that going to a new school can feel exciting. It can also feel a little bit daunting or overwhelming when you have a lot of new student to-dos and you're trying to navigate a new school. Our aim is to recognize that you're arriving with post-secondary experience and acknowledging that, and then bridging the gap between what you already know and what's new at Guelph that may be the same as your previous institution, or different things to learn and navigate as a new transfer student. And I support students in different ways, such as one-on-one advising, similar to some of the other advisors that have been on the call so far in student experience. And I will do Teams calls with incoming and new transfer students and mature students to help you navigate a new campus, which is either knowing the name of a campus service or just navigating campus in general. locating different information online on many different web pages. And I also let you know what resources are available to you based on any questions or needs that you're identifying. For example, if you were a college student coming into university and you're writing your first university paper and you're a little bit nervous about making sure everything's done correctly, I can refer you to Writing and Learning Services informally, and they can help you make sure that your paper is meeting the expectations for what the assignment is. And then I also support students not only through advising or answering questions over email, but I also do a lot of programming and events to help build community among new transfer students. While there are always events available for new students, that transfer and mature students are welcome to attend as well, even if the words transfer and mature aren't in the event title. I do run specific events, especially during orientation week, in order for new transfer and mature students to connect with each other and meet other folks with similar lived experiences or interests or identities to their own. And it helps kind of build that community and help you get a sense of meeting some new folks and ways that you can find different people that you may connect with at U of G. I also do different events throughout the school year that are just low-key social events or some programming that is helpful, like around course selection time or things like that. And I have some student staff that help me as well. And those upper year facilitators can kind of help be an upper year student that you can talk to if you are looking to connect with a fellow peer and get referred to different campus resources and things like that. Folks are always welcome to book an advising meeting with me should you have any questions before arriving to U of G. I will do different things, like I said, to show you the information that you may need or point you in the right direction. I will say, in terms of things such as course selection, I cannot do things like tell you which courses to take when, but I can tell you how WebAdvisor works or where to find that information or how to book with your academic advisor. So while a meeting with me may also result in you setting up other meetings with folks, I am hopefully a good first point of contact or triage person, if you will, to help point you in the direction of services you might need and help you find community at a new school. Thank you very much, folks.
Awesome. Thanks, Jen. And now I'm going to invite Jen Durst onto the screen to do a final little chat about how to kind of get involved in campus and leadership on campus.
Thanks, Jenny. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jen Durst. My pronouns are she and her, and I am the Leadership Education and Development Advisor on campus. And this means that I get to work with student leaders and student organizations. So you may not be familiar with the term student organization. That means a lot of different student groups on campus. So it can be clubs and groups or student government. So I'm going to chat about some of those different categories because they might be some organizations that you'd be interested in joining or attending events with. And so we have over 320 groups at last count, and that number always fluctuates a little bit with new groups starting. We have academically based groups. These are groups that really connect to a specific area of study or often a specific program. So some examples of that might be Math and Stats Club, Accounting Students Association, or Sociology and Anthropology Society. And there's plenty more examples. We also have different interest-based clubs, and some of these clubs include the Jugglers of the University of Guelph, the University of Guelph Debate Club, or the Origami Club. So whatever interest you have, there's very likely a club that already exists, and if not, there's ways that you can start groups on campus. We also have some different identity-based groups on campus. We have Guelph Queer Equality, the Guelph Black Student Association, and the International Student Association, to name a couple of those. And we have some student governments on campus. And so you'll get very familiar with the Central Student Association, which is the student union for undergraduate students on campus. They provide some services and stuff to you folks as well. And so you'll be finding out more information and meeting them during orientation week. And We also have the academic colleges, though, and each of those academic colleges has a student government that represents you as a student. And so they run different events and support your student experience in different ways too. So lots of different options for the types of clubs and groups that you can get involved in. And within that, there's different ways and levels that you can get involved. And so if you're not quite sure, a good way to start meeting groups and getting to know them is by attending different events that they put on. And so Griff Life is a great platform here at U of G. You'll want to become familiar with this. This you can use to search different clubs and groups that exist on campus to find out if there's one you'd like to join, but it also lists a lot of the different events that happen. So any events that are run by student organizations, and then events that are run by some of the folks on the call today, actually, you'll find on Griff Life too. So if you're looking for things to do and ways to get involved, Griff Life is a really excellent place to start doing that. And that's all for me. You'll be kind of meeting these clubs and groups as you join campus and you get involved in orientation week, and look forward to meeting you. I'll pass it back over to Jenny.
Thank you so much, Jen, for wrapping that up so nicely. So that does bring us to the end of our session today. You folks, we gave tons of information about various different resources. You do not need to have everything memorized. You do not need to remember it all. You'll get all of this information again in our weekly Start U of G emails. Like Jen mentioned, you'll get a chance to explore different resources and clubs and societies during orientation week. But this is just a great kind of bit of information to get you started. We will have some more start sessions coming up throughout the summer months. Next week, we're doing a start session on living on campus or living while at university. So whether you're living in residence or living off campus, we're going to chat about some information there. So be sure to tune in. We also will do a session all about kind of your first week on campus and orientation week, university finances. So make sure to check that out. As well, continue checking your U of G email. You will get Monday emails from the START team with all this important information. It's also how you will receive any important information from the university, because that's our official mode of communication. But I encourage you folks, if you haven't already, to follow us on social media. We're running some really cool contests coming up. So make sure you're following us there for those announcements. And if you have questions, whether it be about today's session or just questions in general and really don't know who to ask, send us an email at start@uofguelph.ca and we would be happy to assist you. But thanks everyone for tuning in today, and we can't wait to see you in September. Bye everyone.